welcome to Row Apparel's online sewing class. I hope we are all doing good. I am bringing your way another lesson. So grab your Coke and your popcorn, relax, and let's get this right on. In today's episode, we are going to look at how to sew a gathered skirt with a 2 yards fabric. So the fabric we are using is 2 yards. 2 yards, so you can get 2 yards of any Ankara print, and then you have to get a lining. The lining helps in making the gathered bow. So we need 2 yards of print and then 2 yards of lining. Now, the measurements that we need with gathered skirts, you only need the waist measurement and then the length of the skirt. So you have to know your waist measurement and then the length of wherever you want your gathered skirt to. So let's get straight into our cutting. 2 yards. So I'm folding it into 4. My gathered skirt length is 18. So I am going to cut exact 18. By the time we attach the waistband and then hem the down, we are going to get 18. So whatever length you want your gathered skirt, kindly cut the same length without any reduction. So the same length. My skirt length is 18. So I'll measure 18 from the hem. Please don't eye my ruler, okay? So this is what I have. But because I want more gathering in my skirt, I will double it. So I am using all my 2 yards. So this is what I have for the gathers. So this will be for the gathers. And then now the band. To cut the band, you have to know your waist measurement. The waist measurement is 30. So 30 plus zip extensions. You know we have zip extension on the right and then zip extension on the left. So if you want 1 inch zip extension, you add 1 plus 1 because there's 1 on the left and 1 on the right. So I just want 1 inch zip extension. That means I have to add 2 inches to my original waistline, making 32. And since I'm folding my band on fold, I'll divide my 32 into 2 because it's on fold. So I'll need 16 inches. Okay, so this is 16. And then now the width of my band. I want a final band width of 2 inches. So this 2 inches, I'm going to stitch half an inch, making 2.5 inches. So 2.5 inches, we know bands should be on fold, right? So 2.5 plus another 2.5 will be 5 inches. The reason why it's 5 inches is because we are going to fold the band this way. So my 5 inches. Right side of the fabric. Please always mark the wrong side so that you don't turn it upside down. I have 2 pieces because after cutting my 18, I had extra fabric up, so I'm adding it to have a lot of fullness. So I have to join it, and this is my back. So that means right side and right side will be joined this way. So I'm going to join this side, and now we look at how we are going to sew our gathered stitch. So I have gone to stitch the joining. So I have 1 long piece. So after that we have to stitch our gathering. To do the gathering, you have to pull your stitch length down on the last end, and then you stitch. So you stitch along one side of the fabric. So this is what I did. I stitched 2 rows. The reason why I stitched 2 rows is in case I'm pulling my gathers and then one gets torn, I'll have one to rely on. But if I only sew one and then it gets torn, then that means I have to go and re-stitch a new gathered stitch line. So it's always advisable that you stitch 2 or 3 rows. And then when we are pulling our threads, right now I have stitched, so I'm coming to pull and then gather. To do that, please always pull the bobbin thread. Don't pull the thread up. Always pull the bobbin thread, the thread down. So this is my down thread. This one. This is my down thread. So I am coming to pull this one. So this is how it goes. You hold both rows and then pull. Please don't pull too much. Don't pull too much because it's fragile, it's delicate. So I'm going to pull until I have my exact waist. And as you can see, I didn't start my stitching from the end here. This 1 inch is my zipper allowance. When you start from here and you pull and you fix your zip, you are going to have a fault. When you get here, because of the stitching of the band, the seam line over here, if this place too is bulky, you cannot close your zip up. So always leave your zip extension before you stitch your gathers, please. So let's pull. I'm pulling till I have my 30-inch waistline. Still gathering. This is still bigger than my waistline. So still pulling. Too much, else you are going to tear your thread. So this is what we have. It's time to cut the lining. From the beginning, we know our skirt length to be 18, and when we are fixing the lining is supposed to be shorter than the main fabric. The reason why we cut the lining shorter is that we don't want the lining to show. So I'm going to cut it 4 inches less. So if our length is 18, that means I'm going to cut this one 18 minus 4, which is 40. Okay. Of folding the fabric. And then I'm going to mark my 14 from the hem upwards. 14. Then I cut. So this is what I'm using for my lining. And with the lining, I'm not going to gather it because when I gather the lining to gather the main fabric, attaching it will be the waistline is going to be very, very bulky. So in preventing that, since my main fabric is gathered, I'm just going to pleat this lining into it, and then I fix all together. So right now, the next thing to do is to interface band. So I am going to apply violin or interfacing in it, and then I come back for us to join all these 3 together. I have to snip the center of my band. Please, a little notch, not so big, just a little to indicate the center. Then this is where I have my violin. So I'll look for the center of my gathers. The center. This is the center. So I'm going to attach the right side of the gathers and the right side of the band together. and then I pin, and then pin the ends too. Right side to right side together. Please make sure your gadgets are even. We shouldn't have one part looking bulky and then the other part looking flat, please. So make sure your gadgets are even. So when you have the band being bigger than the gadget, we have to release so we have the same length. So the band is helping us get the exact gathering that we need for the waistband. Now we have to attach the lining, middle part of my lining, and then I create a small notch. Then put the lining with the band facing me upwards. Sorry, with the band facing upwards, I'm going to put the lining on it, making the band be in between the lining and then the fashion fabric. Then I pin. So right now I'm going to create any pleat of my choice, but please note this, don't start from here. If you start from here and then you fix the zip, it's going to look very funny. So start away from, this is what I do. I'll create 2 folds and then start right after the zip extension, and then I pin. So I'm pleating it. I have pleated it. The band is in between the lining and then the fashion fabric. So I am going to join them together by 1/2 inch. So I'm going to join here. It's normal stitching, so 1/2 inch. I used the color that you can see, but if we are stitching, kindly use a matching thread. I want you to see the stitching that I have done. That's why I used a thread deeper than that. After that, kindly pass your hand through the seam to make sure that all your pins are out. You see, I have one pin here. So this is what we are going to have. You see how neat and clean the seam is. So you don't have to attach your lining with the main fabric, you have to do it the opposite way, making sure that the band is in between the two fabrics, okay, so that when you turn this way, you are going to have a clean and neat waistline. Now it's time to fix our zip, so I'm going to fold my gathered skirt right side inwards, so the wrong side will be out, making sure my seam line, my band seam line is meeting, so that when I'm fixing my zip, I won't have one band longer than the other. I'm pinning here, and then I'll mark my zip extension. My zip length for gathers is 6 inches. I don't need a longer zip length because it's fullness. If it is fitted, I know I have to use the same hip depth, my hip depth, as my zip length from here. But with gathers, I don't need a longer zip length, so I'm going to use only 6 inches. Mark 6 inches as my zip length. You can also use 7 inches as your zip length, but don't go too down. Then I start marking my zip extension, which is 1 inch down. So I am going to stitch from this side down here. Then I fix my zip. That I have to do the same thing for this. You see, I am not joining the lining to the main fabric. No, I have to do it the round way. So with this two, I am going to leave my 6 inches and stitch 1 inch to that side, so that this side will be open. So after joining this side, my zip has been fixed. It's now time to work on the hem. Now let's look at our measurements. After attaching the band, I have from the waist, I have 20 inch. I have 19.5 inches. So I am going to turn a lay, half an inch lay, and then 1 inch hem, so that I'll get exact 18. So I'm going to do it this way: turn half an inch lay, and then 1 inch hem. Then I stitch all around. Then our work is done. Skirt is ready to rock. Our skirt is ready to rock. Everything is complete. My hem neatly stitched, and this is the wrong side to pleat. Now the last thing we have to do is unpick. You have to check your waistline. If you see a stitch like this, the gathered stitch, you unpick them to have it very neat. If you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, what are you waiting for? Kindly subscribe to the channel and like this video. You can also share with your friends and also invite them to subscribe. There are many wonderful things coming your way. I'll see you in the next episode. Stay blessed and give as much as you can. Bye.